very much. It's good to be here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for coming. Kindly introduce yourself by telling us your name and the country you're calling from.
My name is Deborah, and I'm calling from South Carolina in the United States.
Oh, that's wonderful. Deborah, thank you so much for joining us. What's in your heart we want to hear?
Well, I'm calling to give a testimony about my son. My son was abused sexually when he was a young boy, and it went on for several years, and he has been dealing with a lot of mental issues, from everything from stealing to lying to just different personality alterations. But we have been praying for him for years, for the Lord to deliver him from the clutches of homosexuality, that he would not turn into that lifestyle. And so he stopped talking to us about 2 years ago. He wouldn't call us. He wouldn't talk to us at all. He would just send us, I'm saying us, it's me and his dad and I, excuse me. He would not contact us or anything. I would send him text messages and letting him know that we love him, that I love him, and that I missed hearing his voice. So I was listening to Pastor Chris on his the healing streams, the last one he did in July, and he turned to the mic. He had left ministering briefly, and he turned back and he spoke a word over families, that God was going to break the yoke over families. And I received that in my spirit. I knew he was talking to me. And so I called my son a day or so later, and he returned my call.
Hallelujah.
So that's my miracle. It had been 2 years, and he called me back.
Hallelujah.
So we're
Praise
believing for him to come out of that pit that the enemy's trying to keep him in, and it's been a fight. He's over 40 years old, and he still struggles with it. It's amazing how something that happens in your childhood can traumatize you for your life. For your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Lord Jesus.
Yes, that's my testimony. It's
Praise God.
it's healing, but it's a mind healing, not a physical. But because of that, my whole family has suffered over the last, I'd say, 20 years, the repercussions of, because the person that abused him was a relative. And so, it went on for several years, like I said. And he just has never really, but we're believing God for the best for him, and we believe the Lord has delivered him. But the phone call is the miracle that I wanted to share. That was a miracle.
Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Praise God.
Deborah, your testimony reminds me of the story of the 10 lepers. The one that came back to say thank you to the Lord got restored. He was made whole. Now, as a leper, even though his flesh had stopped, decaying, there were still scars from his